People in this North County apartment complex wondering where they'll be living by the end of this month. The complex is forcing them out of their homes and offering no explanation. This is News 4 at 10. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. The property owner plans to kick tenants out just 3 weeks from now. The complex we're talking about sits at Spanish Lake, and it's called Spanish Cove Townhomes near I-270 and Highway 367. News 4's Melanie Johnson is on the property now, bringing us this story that you're only going to see on News 4 tonight. Melanie?
Corey and Sam, I got this number from the leasing office tonight to get answers for tenants who say they are stuck. Our cameras were rolling Wednesday afternoon as this Spanish Cove apartment employee hand-delivered a message to tenants demanding they move out by the end of the month.
I just want to know why.
Eva Brown got a 30-day notice, too, telling her to pack her bags.
This letter was on the box.
She is going to be forced to leave just days after she undergoes brain surgery.
If they was going to do it, they should have gave us more time. Just a month is not enough time for a lot of people.
This is my lease. And this is the letter that I got.
And the letter the management company delivered doesn't say why.
For them to just stick it in your mailbox and don't give you no explanation of what. So it's not right.
Stella Payne has called Spanish Cove home for 20 years and has to get out just 3 weeks from now, despite her lease ending in October.
I've been packing since I got this note, but I have to have help because I'm on oxygen.
I went inside the leasing office to get answers and was given a phone number to call. That number didn't work.
We are being disenfranchised because it doesn't make sense without proper notice.
I did some digging and found the number for Pepper Pike, an Ohio-based company that owns the complex. No answer.
This voicemail box is full and cannot accept a message.
What's next for you?
I don't know.
I did reach out to the housing authorities to let them know about this problem. They have not gotten back to me, but as soon as I get an update, I will let you know. Reporting live in St. Louis County, Melanie Johnson, News 4.
A story we'll stay on top of. Melanie, thank you. We're now getting results for apartment residents being told to get out of their homes by the end of the month.
News 4's Melanie Johnson has an update to a story out of Spanish Lake that's only on 4 tonight. Melanie?
Sam and Corey, I spoke exclusively with the county tonight about the families living in Spanish Cove apartments being thrown out in the next 30 days. Only on 4, new information on what this district's lawmaker plans to do to stand up to this property owner. More tenants at the Spanish Cove apartments coming to us after the owners told them to move by the end of the month. Sharice Banks is a mother of 4, living in fear of being put out on the street.
To keep a smile on your face, knowing that you don't know where you're going to lay your head, you don't know where your kids are going to lay your head, that's every parent's nightmare.
Would you treat your family like this? What makes you think that it's right to treat people this way?
New tonight, County Councilwoman Shalonda Webb, representing this district, is taking action after seeing the story on News 4.
All I want the people to know at the residents of the apartment complex is that you're not standing here alone. I want them to know that they have support. I want them to know it's not lip service. We're not bumping our guns. We're about boots on the ground and getting it work.
The councilwoman making calls to the owners, Pepper Pike, and setting up help for these residents being kicked out with no explanation.
And I want to get the whole story, but 30 days, I don't care what the story is. 30 days for residents that's been there 20 years, multiple years, to give them 30 days to vacate, I think that's unreasonable.
They put this on my door May 12th, and they're like, give us your unit, no explanation. And then the last of it was, once you surrender possession, you're still responsible for the full balance until paid in full.
We spotted new notices on the doors on Thursday, giving tenants 10 days or else their water will be cut off.
They're not standing by themselves. You can't treat them any kind of way in the shadows, whatever their circumstances may be. We need to make sure we treat people with decency.
Why are we getting treated like this?
I want accountability for North County, and this is not accountability.
Councilwoman Webb will be at the Spanish Cove Apartments tomorrow afternoon to help residents who have been left to fend for themselves. Both Webb and I have reached out to the property owners and have not heard back. Melanie Johnson, News 4.
Families fill a meeting of the minds as they prepare to be forced from their homes. Now, a News 4 investigation into the evictions is bearing fruit. You're watching News 4 at 10 on air and streaming. I'm Corey Stark.
I'm Samantha Jones. For days, we've followed tenants who wonder where they'll lay their heads at night as the owners of the Spanish Cove Apartments tell them to hit the road. 3 weeks from today, they have to find somewhere else to live. Tonight, News 4's Melanie Johnson is explaining how tenants are tapping into the help that's available to them.
It has been 7 days since I first broke the story of Spanish Cove tenants being kicked out without a reason why. Tonight, because of my investigation, families are getting the help that they need, and one woman's fear of being homeless has shifted to hope.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was on News 4. Talene Campbell shared her story of being homeless after she was kicked out of her Spanish Cove apartment. On Thursday, help came to her in this town hall, and she was not alone. A line of families stretching out the door.
People have been reaching out to me and been helping with the hotel, so that's been a blessing.
This time last week, we spotted her driving around the complex in need of emergency shelter for her and her son.
They're going to help with utilities. They're going to help with the rent and everything. Once we get placed, they're going to help us get placing. So that's going to be a blessing versus being out in the streets or being homeless and in the hotel.
Legal services, shelter options, and rental assistance all coming together to support these residents after seeing the story on News 4.
It tore at my heart because all of those people were in need.
Councilwoman Shalonda Webb organized the town hall after property owners failed to return her calls.
If the new owners of Spanish Cove would like to continue to work in this thriving, growing North County, which it is, I want them to know that we will not forget how you treat our residents and our brothers and our sisters.
I mean, all over the St. Louis area, all over the state, and really all over the country right now, we are seeing a mass eviction crisis.
Elad Gross is a lawyer who works with tenants and landlords to compromise before going to court.
There are folks out there who can help, and we're very happy to do that.
You know, something has to be done. You know, this is unfair to us, and something needs to be done.
I'm still fighting for answers to figure out why this is happening. I have led an exclusive interview with a representative of the ownership company, Pepper Pike, that is scheduled for next week. Reporting live at Spanish Lake, watching out for you tonight, Melanie Johnson, News 4.
And Melanie, too, I want to ask that you said legal assistance was there tonight at the town hall. We've talked extensively about this in the newsroom. Are these evictions legal?
What we do know is that at least 100 residents live in the Spanish Cove apartments, and all of them have different situations. Some of them are on Section 8, and some of them are not on Section 8. So each case will be by a case-by-case basis. They're looking at every case individually to see what's best for these tenants and their families.
A lot of things to sort through. Melanie, we'll keep following it.
News 4 investigation getting answers tonight.
We now know why hundreds of people living at a North County apartment complex are being told to hit the road. You're watching News 4 at 10. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. The property owner admits to pushing them out to make way for luxury homes.
News 4 first told you about this story on June 1st. Nearly 2 weeks later, only News 4's Melanie Johnson is confronting the owners about those unexpected evictions.
Sam and Corey, despite coming to St. Louis all the way from Ohio and agreeing to do an interview with me today, Pepper Pike Management, owners of Spanish Cove, decided not to. Although they didn't want to speak with me on camera, the company did show me why tenants are being asked to leave their homes. The reason? A multi-million-dollar project is on its way. The owners of Spanish Cove townhomes exclusively showing News 4 the start of a $16 million apartment renovation project.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, exterior, the plumbing and the pipes. So that's going to kind of be something that we're going to be evaluating right now.
What we saw, apartments in desperate need of repair, mold seeping through the drywall, holes in walls, poor electrical work, and roofs on the verge of caving in. The construction supervisor giving those units a failing grade.
It's going to be a D- /F, you know. Yeah. So But, we're excited about what it's going to look like when it's done.
Pepper Pike provided these renderings of what Spanish Cove will look like in the next 2 years and why they're forcing residents to move. The upgraded units will come with glass tiles, stainless steel appliances, hardwood floors, and an in-house washer and dryer. As for the outside, expect to see a brand new pool and fitness center.
Well, this was our only resort.
Charlie Walker tells me this is the only place he could afford to live. He knew nothing about the construction project already underway.
Do you think they care about the people who live here?
No. They don't really care.
While a representative from Pepper Pike Management originally agreed to speak with me on camera, the company declined the opportunity last minute. They even hired a media consultant 24 hours before the interview, sending me this 2-sentence statement. Quote, "We are proud to be investing nearly $16 million into the Spanish Cove townhouses, which will transform the community for the residents and surrounding community. We are currently calling and meeting with residents personally who have been impacted by the first phase of the redevelopment." Walker says he's still waiting for a ring about the renovation.
We have not gotten any calls from the new management. Only thing that we've really gotten was letters.
Management says they're distributing a list of nearby affordable housing complex to tenants they've told to get out.
You cannot tell your tenants to get out. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do.
Rent at the newly renovated Spanish Cove apartments could go up by an estimated $300. Keep in mind, many people living in Spanish Cove are receiving housing assistance.
And Melanie, we want to ask too, will the people who are being forced to move have an eviction listed on their credit report?
Well, the owners are aware a lot of the people who have fallen behind on rent during the pandemic, but they're now working with those people to make sure to catch them back up and to stop evictions from affecting their credit report. Because of my story, Councilwoman Shalonda Webb will meet with them next week.
Okay. Melanie, thank you.
Yeah, you've done follow-ups, and I know you'll continue to follow that.
An update to a story you saw first on News 4. Construction is stalled as tenants are still moving out. Spanish Cove Apartments in North County is forcing tenants out to make room for renovations. You're watching News 4 at 10. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. New tonight, St. Louis County is pressing pause on the revamp, and it's because of a story our Melanie Johnson first brought you right here on News 4.
Be told that she has to get out and with no compensation or anything like that, and no help from them saying, hey, we're going to help you move or anything like that. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Devin Burke helping his mother-in-law start a new chapter and leave the Spanish Cove townhomes Friday. She's 55 years old, on disability, and recovering from surgery.
I just had double knee replacement. Finding a place to live in 30 days without any help from anybody, that's hard. And they're not hearing any of that.
Evidence of construction still outside this apartment I first showed you this week during my investigation. 24 hours after that story, the county putting this notice to stop work immediately.
It's a situation where we have to limit ourselves to what we're legally able to do, and at this point we're doing it.
St. Louis County only speaking to News 4, pressing pause on a $16 million renovation project.
Anything they were doing was a violation of our permit process. They were installing cabinets. We saw open electric wiring. They had, I believe, they were doing some drywall work, but none of that work had been permitted through our system.
So this was in reaction to a News 4 story.
That's correct. We were aware that the complex was undergoing a traumatic shift in direction, but in terms of the rehab work that we investigated, that was as a result of your stories.
Spanish Cove management facing a maximum fine of $500. Is that frustrating to have someone outside of our county, our city, our state come in and try to renovate something without including the county's input?
Well, anytime our permit process is ignored or overlooked, that's certainly not something we look fondly upon.
Now families like Burks are left to lift a burden off of their loved ones because of an unexpected notice forcing them to pick up the pieces.
The degree slime balls, that's the PG version of what I really think of them.
Melanie Johnson, News 4.
In a statement from Pepper Pike Management, Spanish Cove's owners, the company says that they plan to apply for the necessary permits and they're excited about the redevelopment. News 4 confirmed code enforcement will meet with the company